So, Mark, really like your book because you blow away a lot of the myths that I also think are loads of rubbish and that people always repeat. And there's, I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a film called Glengarry Glen Ross.
Of course.
And of course in Glengarry Glen Ross there's that famous scene where the guy says ABC, always be closing, which I've always thought was junk. And it's one of your myths of selling. So perhaps explain a little bit more to our audience why it's so much rubbish.
Well, it upsets quite a few people, interestingly enough, when I claim that it is a myth. And I think it's because it's that macho world of sales, isn't it? Now, my first ever sales job was selling double glazing. And we were trained very much there. Don't ask too many questions. Tell them lots about the product. Once you told them that, you'd be sent on closing skills courses to actual close. The reality is, the world of sales, if that was a triangle on how much time you spend, it's now been flipped round. We should spend more time asking questions about the customer. We should then demonstrate what's relevant to them. And actually to close, they should be asking us, what are the next steps? So we shouldn't always be closing. They should be closing us in reality.
Absolutely. So if it's not all about closing, which I always found it funny, you know, you're going to bookshops in the old days, you're not going to bookshops anymore, but in the old days you're going to bookshops and there'd be these books like 99 Ways to Close a Sale. It's like, there's only one, just say, shall we go ahead or not? But what is the emphasis then? What is the main bulk of the sale if it isn't? What's the most important aspect if it isn't just always be closing?
Well, the reality is that nobody likes to be sold to. You know, how many people in sales have you seen with salesperson as their job title? It's account executive, it's business development manager. We don't like to be sold to. We like to buy. I was in Oxford Street this lunchtime. Everyone's buying, but we don't like to be sold to. So the reality is we should be understanding the customer's transition. What does a customer want when they are buying something? And the single sales principle is, do they have a compelling need? Is that being met by your credible solution? And does it offer perceived value? So providing in sales you're meeting those three key elements, then they should be buying from you. Not the other way around of you trying to force them into a product that they don't want.